So another question that was asked, what was the first real event at the junkyard? And I thought it might have been the Mr. Shoe Show. Excuse me, I thought it might have been the Mr. Shoe Show, or it might have been Brunk. I'm not quite sure which one was first. Brunk, or brunch, the junkyard brunch, was a formal brunch set at the junkyard, white tablecloths, eggs Benedict by Mark Perez from Mousetrap fame. It was a surprise to me, to say the least. I don't like surprise parties, and I was rather annoyed, but I tried to be a fairly good sport about it. One of the more fun things about the junkyard brunch was the dinnerware was all from thrift stores. So whenever you finished your meal, you just simply take the plate and throw it behind you and crash onto the ground. Who cares? It's all junk anyway. The other one that might have been the first event, it's kind of a tie between the two, because they're probably within about, I think, between 35 and 45 days of each other around 1996, which, my goodness, is damn near 20 years ago. So the second event, our first or second event, might have been the Mr. Shoe Show. There'd been a guy who'd been coming in the junkyard. He knew we had the crane. I'm sorry, I'll keep the camera still. He knew we had the crane, and he had a Volkswagen Bug that he wanted to see get smashed. Well, that begat us talking, and we came up with the concept of, well, when you have bugs in your house, how do you get rid of the bugs? You step on them. So we took this giant weight we had. It was probably around 4 feet by 4 feet, and was just filled full of just all kinds of iron and nails and just junk to make it really heavy. Well, we dressed it out as a giant tennis shoe. And then we proceeded to fire up Mr. Crane, bring the weight over, and squash the bug. Well, I had the guys one bug, but we figured if we're going to squash one bug, might as well get a couple more. So actually, I think I had 2 or 3 Volkswagen Beetles in there we put out of their misery that afternoon. We served cheap Chinese food, and a wonderful time was had by all. So that was probably the first 2 parties at the junkyard of any. There'd been a lot of kind of informal stuff, of course, but after work drinking beer. But those were the first 2 real parties. Was either the Mr. Shoe Show or the Brunk. And then my next one, I'll probably talk about Mr. Crane. That's right, the famous Mr. Crane of Ace Junkyard fame.